Okay, so this is the issue 13 of Savage Sword of Conan. Um, don't know what we've done on with this one either. This is weird because this is literally the only cover I could get hold of. I didn't like this cover particularly. Um, so I held out for another week to hopefully get stock in like the next week. Nothing came. So I don't quite know why. Again, Titan Comics seems to be this weird thing where they we only get a little bit. We only get like 3 or 5 covers. Like they just seem to be disappearing really quickly. And this was, I think, the last one in the store, or at least the last 2 or 3. So I decided to, right, okay, we'll order this one, get it out of the way, and have it. Um, the actual stuff inside is pretty good. So the main Conan story, for starters, the artwork itself is really, really nice. It reminds me of classic Conan artwork from the Marvel stuff. It looks really, really cool. Um, I do have a bit of a problem with it though, and that is we're kind of getting into a situation now where a lot of the Conan stories are good, but they're very, very similar. And if you're reading this as kind of an individual story, then it kind of works out to be a cool story. But when you start stacking these on top of every other story that Conan sees, he's either got to be the stupidest man ever, or he's just the unluckiest because he just seems to stumble into these same situations over and over and over and over again. Um, so it's weird because again, it's on its own merit, great, but just as a continuation of a single character, yeah, it's okay. So this is during the Conan the Thief period. He goes in to steal this blue gem, um, and apparently, as he gets there, he's just about to unveil it where it's supposed to be, and this other guy comes up to try and kill him, and it turns out that that guy's there to steal it as well. But he's already been there and looked at it, and apparently this blue gem does not exist. So they've both been caught out. Then the guards turn up, so they decide to flee on their own accord. So they leave. Then they get to this kind of make their way across from the lake as they jump in, come out on the other side, and they meet these other people. And there's a woman there, and I get the impression I don't know if this woman is supposed to be a slave to the other ones because it definitely seems to be that she's not a member of the group. The chain probably signifies that, but they're there apparently to steal the same gem. Um, but they're cut down by the guards, and Conan and this other chap Atta escape. So they go across country, and apparently this girl comes from a village. I think I swear it says on the other side of the mountains, but I don't know if it says in the mountains. Apparently, they come from a village in the mountains, and they're in this the mountains kind of cross between the two lands, and they both kind of have animosity between each other. Anyway, this woman seduces Conan first of all, and then apparently seduces the other chap in the night while Conan's asleep. And it also turns out that after doing that, she steals all of anything they stole from um, the place, not including the gem, of course, and basically leaves. So it's like, okay, well, that's interesting. So we need to go and find her. So she told us about this village. We need to go and find this village. So up the mountain side they go. They find the horses that she stole as well, and they're dead. And eventually they find this little village. So this little village is there. So they go into the little village, and of course there's animosity between. They can't sneak in originally, and then this big guy turns up, who's apparently in charge of the village. I think he's in charge of the village, or at least if somebody's important to it, and they're kind of like, oh, so glad you're here. And he's looking for this Zarya woman as well that has stolen the horses. So, okay, so fair enough. And then there's a massive brawl, um, and I'm not quite sure what starts. I think it's Atta starts it by basically being abuse to him. And this old woman turns up. She's looking for Conan. Conan's having this massive fight. And again, the artwork in this is really, really nice. And he comes a cropper. He gets knocked unconscious. And he wakes up 3 days later, and the old woman has taken him in and looked after him. But during that time, apparently, Atta has become in charge of the village, killed that guy, which I don't. It's all hands off camera, so it's difficult to tell. And he's now in charge, so he has a brawl with Conan, and throws him into the chain into the dungeon, all of the time having this kind of little dreamy sequence about them joining together and doing this stuff. So it's like, okay, right. So no, it's all a dream. There's someone else in there as well. He tries to bite him, and the old woman comes along and says, "Okay, well, I can get you out. We need to go and find this blue gem because I'm after the blue gem as well." So it's this blue gem, obviously massively important. They get on the boat to apparently this jungly kind of area, and they're talking about these monsters. And this guy's going like, "Oh, how many people come out here?" So, "Oh, well, I've been doing this for decades, and I see people come out on their own, and they get killed pretty quickly or just disappear. But I've been doing this decades, and I've never had any problems with it." And literally, as soon as he finishes that sentence, he's dragged into the water by the monsters. And you go, "Wow, okay." And then the old woman's dragged into the thing. Then Conan goes in, but Conan comes out with the old woman in hand, and it's like, "Okay, yeah, killed them. They're all dead." They find this temple and say about how ridiculous how much stone was kind of taken into this thing. They dive dive underwater with the old woman that's there. She seems to be able to swim perfectly fine. And they find this bloke here that's apparently been transferred into the Guardian. And the old woman says that because he killed the previous Guardian, the old magic has turned the last killer into the new Guardian. So Conan apparently cannot kill this Guardian, otherwise he will be transformed into the old Guardian. So he kind of does his best to wound it. Anyway, they get to the gem, which again, I'm not quite sure. Presumably it's here, and it was never captured, and that's why it was never under the little glass thingy. Um, because it can't be brought back. It makes no sense. So why Conan thought it was there in the first place, I don't quite know. Because three groups have thought that they found this gem. Apparently, it's exactly where it was supposed to be in the first place. And this Zarya woman seems to know seems to know where it is. So the old woman um, seems to know where it is. Um, so how did the information get out? It's weird. Anyway, saying the Zarya woman, she does. She is Zarya. She gets hold of the gem. She replenishes herself back to youth, and that's why she needs the gem. And you go, okay, that's fine. So I can understand why when she was in the thrall of the other guys, she was trying to look for the gem to kind of make it back, so she could definitely could be younger again. But how did she not know it was here? And if she knew it was here in the first place, why didn't she go here and it? I'm just okay. I don't know. Anyway, the Guardian falls upon her as she takes the gem. Conan has a bit of a swipe against it, and it's like, oh no, that's fine. And apparently, this regenerative thing would keep her alive, and apparently, she screams that this thing's going to eat me alive, effectively, or at least kill me. And because this stuff's regenerated her, she won't be able to die, but she'll feel the pain of it. And it turns out at the end of it that the only thing that comes out is her head, and her head can't talk because apparently it's got no voice box, but apparently it's possibly still alive. And he reckons he's out on this lake, and it doesn't know where he is because the lake shouldn't fit with the location they were previously. And there's a boat there, and he kind of obviously gets back on it and does his thing. But I mean that is classic kind of Basima style artwork. It's really really nice. Um, so yeah, so again, it's the same kind of meets beautiful girl. Beautiful girl betrays him and it's the same. It follows the exact same kind of plot points. But I just got a little bit confused about why they went to all these people went to one location and it was actually in another location. It would surely make more sense if they actually all were heading to the temple. That would make more sense. Anyway, so it's fine. That's okay. Next up is a Solomon Kane story, in the same style as the cover, which I don't really know what's going on with it. Something about no walls in whatever it is, Havelock or whatever it's called, and they go again. It's pretty looking. Apart from the design of Solomon Kane, I don't like the design of Solomon Kane. It's like Solomon Kane the animated series when the main character is kind of like a bit dodgy looking. Um, Everyone else looks really quite cool. I mean, it is stylized completely, but it don't think it helps. It hasn't got a lot of upwording in it. Anyway, it seems to be that this guy's lost his kid, and Solomon Kane goes and grabs the kid. And I thought there was some kind of werewolf analogy thing going on there, but it doesn't seem to be. And there's these goblins, and Solomon Kane's rescues her and brings her back. And it's like I assume it's maybe they thought she was killed by the wolves or something, and that's why that's the no wolves in Dunwalk or whatever it's called. That would kind of make some kind of sense. But yeah, everybody else looks really really cool. Just Sod McCain, that really long face, just don't like it. Don't like it, and I can, there's animated series out there that I can look at and just think, yep, don't like the character line. I just can't watch the rest of the show. So that's kind of that. So, but yeah, all in all, yeah, not a bad addition. It's just that it's saying we're just seeing the same kind of stories repeated over and over again with minor twist on them, and the artwork's nice and say is their own thing. It's cool, but 13 issues of this now where the stories are kind of getting to be similar. There's got to be more that Conan can do. That yeah, it's all very well. And, we know he likes his women, and he likes his beer, and he likes his stealing stuff and doing this and that, depending on what he's doing as a in his life. But surely there's got to be more motivation, something he can do. Have him do something else. But yeah, or at least not be stupid enough to fall for the same thing over and over again. So there you go. Anyway, I think it's enough rambling for now. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I can speak to you on another video very, very soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.